So I'm going to show you how to make homemade mozzarella. First of all, you need 4 litres of full fat unhomogenized milk, 1.5 teaspoons of citric acid, and 1/4 of a vegetable rennet tablet, and 2 pots each with 50 ml of freshly boiled water cooled to room temperature, and a large pan, and a thermometer. First, we're going to crush that rennet tablet because it doesn't seem to dissolve very well in the water. So we'll crush that between a couple of spoons, get it nice and powdered, and then pop it into one of those little tubs of water. That's it. Give it a little stir, let it start to dissolve. In the other little tub of water, we're going to put 1.5 teaspoons of citric acid, and again that's going to need a little stir to help it all dissolve. We won't need it for a little while, so we can leave that doing its thing, just dissolving. Once you've poured the 4 litres of unhomogenized milk into a big pan, we're going to stir in the dissolved citric acid into that milk very gently. And we're going to stir in like a little up and down motion just to get it mixed around gently. Now we're going to heat this up to 32 degrees centigrade. Okay, so it's now up to 32 degrees. I've just poured in the rennet that I mixed up earlier, and then I've given it a small stir just to distribute it, and you can see that the curds are starting to form. So now, making sure I don't stir it too much, I'm just going to leave that for the next 20 minutes, half hour or so, just to allow that all to come together and the curds and the whey to start separating. Okay, so the curds and whey have had time to settle, so now we've just got to cut them up. See, lovely. And now we're going to heat those up to 40 degrees C. So pop the gentle heat under them. Okay, so it's up to 40 degrees C. You can see that the curds and whey have really started to separate. Now what we're going to do is drain the whey off, keep the curds, and get them to form them into some balls of mozzarella. Okay, so using a slotted spoon to try and leave more of the whey behind, I'm just going to spoon it into this bowl. You can see lovely big chunks of mozzarella coming out, but it's going to need a little bit of more working before we're done. Okay, so quite a lot of the whey's gone. Just try and get rid of a bit more of that. Colander down there in case I spill some. Okay, it's had a minute in the microwave. You can see a load more whey's come out of it, so we're just going to pour that off. And then put it in. Okay, it's had the 30 seconds in the microwave. You can still squeeze some of the whey out. It's starting to get a bit warm. It might be good to wear some kitchen gloves to try and shield yourself from the heat at this point. I think it needs to be a little bit hotter just to get that lovely stringy texture. So we're going to pop it back in the microwave for another 30 seconds. While that's happening, I'm going to fill this up with cold water, ready to cool the cheese down at the end. Okay, it's had that other 30 seconds, it's nearly hot enough, it's starting to get that texture to it, not quite, so squeeze a little bit more of the way out and then give it another 30 seconds. Okay, that's another 30 seconds done. Hopefully it should be about the right. Yeah, look, you've got that lovely, it's starting to get a sheen to it. It's starting to become stretchy. It is really a bit too hot to handle at the moment. Really need some gloves on there to protect your hands. You see, we're starting to get that lovely, it's starting to look like a big ball of mozzarella. Just what we want. Lovely. And then you can either make it into small balls, or I need this for a recipe tomorrow. It's all going in it, so I might as well just keep it as one big ball mozzarella. There you go. All done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pop it into the pan of cold water just to chill it down, and then pop it in the fridge ready for tomorrow. And there we have 700 gram ball of mozzarella made in the kitchen.